Okay, we're here with another episode of the Pitura Pit Stop. I'm joined with Brian Voth from intelliFARM, President, Grain Marketer, Treasurer, Secretary, all of the above. So intelliFARM is a grain marketing service company. And so we're going to ask Brian a few questions on the markets and see if he can give us any insights on what's going on out there. So first question for you, Brian. I guess in terms of short-term outlook, for growers that have old crop commodity left in the bin, what sort of advice would you give those growers?
Oh, old crop left in the bin. I guess first off, hope does not make a marketing plan. And I get the feeling that's maybe where a lot of farmers are right now with where prices have come down to. And it's been a pretty steady drop for the last 18 months, really, you know. And, with the growing challenges last summer, it obviously had some challenges from a marketing perspective too, and then to have yields come off where they did was a real shock. But you know, with anything that's left in the bin right now, I still always go back to, are you profitable or not? And you really need to have that answer before you can figure out what you're supposed to do with whatever you have left in the bin. And if you are severely undersold and you're still profitable, well, it's probably not a bad time to be selling some more anyways. You know, we are into January. Seasonalities haven't really meant a whole lot in the last 18 months because we are still coming down off of these high prices. Seasonally, markets would tend to bounce in January into early February when South American harvest gets going, and then trail off again until we get into spring, and then we're into North American weather markets and acreage battles and things like that. So, you know, short term, if you need to move something for cash flow between now and seeding time, probably in the next, I'm going to say 4 to 6 weeks, I'm going to say where the opportunity may come. But keep in mind, there's a lot of unsold grain out there too.
Right.
And so the selling opportunities they feel kind of few and far between.
Yeah. Warm up the truck and deliver grain. Shifting into new crop, aside from agronomics, what would you advise a grower when it comes to crop rotation for new crop? You know, what marketing opportunities are out there for new crop?
So I might be a bad marketing person from this perspective because my first advice is always to follow your agronomic plan and not screw up rotations trying to chase that one miracle crop that's gonna, you know, make you $2,000 an acre or something like that, of the legal ones anyways.
Right.
And outside of that, like if you have, you know, 3 different options, I can put wheat, oats, or barley into this field. Well, then you can at least drill down into what does the economics look like on each of these 3 crops, and you can figure out, okay, I can reasonably think I'm going to make a decent amount of money on the oats. Barley looks terrible and wheat looks okay. Well, then dive even further. If I want to put oats in here because it actually pencils out, am I going to have wild oat problems or not? So, you know, it's kind of a process to step down into actually trying to drill down to what one actually makes the most sense. Yeah. And it's not always necessarily about bottom line.
Right.
Yes, big picture it is. Obviously, we want farms to be profitable, and they need to be profitable. But there's also the impacts of the decision this year is going to have trailing impacts over following years. Yep. That needs to be accounted for as well.
So you don't necessarily believe in a Cinderella crop then, or a Cinderella commodity? Not really. I mean, there's some times where we can say, yeah, like this is going to be hands down the one to do. Yep.
But now where we are, I don't really think that. And I'm not a fan of just chasing a crop because now you're either like grand slam or strikeout.
Yep.
And it's 50-50.
Yeah. Okay. Lastly here, in your opinion, I guess, do you still find a place when you sit down with a grower in terms of building a plan for grain marketing? Where do IP programs fit into that? Is that something that you look to add to somebody's portfolio?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, and I'm impartial. It makes no difference to me. So to me, it's about the numbers. But where I see a fit for some of these programs is if you're getting paid a premium to grow a crop that you're already going to grow anyways, or we're thinking about growing anyways, as long as the terms of that program, because, you know, as you know, there's delivery windows and there's different requirements and things like that. As long as all that fits into your plan, then why not pick up the extra money for growing a crop that you were going to grow anyways, you know? And so, to me, again, it's about the economic side of it, as long as as long as going that way doesn't screw up your bin space, cash flow, et cetera, or you can plan around other crops to handle those things and pick up the premium on an IP program.
Good. Okay, for the last portion of the interview, we're doing a speed round. So 1 or 2 word answers. So what are you most excited about for the future of ag or the ag industry?
I think I love farmers' optimism, no matter what.
1 or 2 words. Optimism?
Sure. Okay.
Okay, good.
I don't do 1 or 2 word things.
I know. What color of machinery has caught your eye at Ag Days?
I'm impartial, but I do like the retro versatile.
Okay,
ones.
again, more than 2 words, Brian. In your position, what is the top skill that makes you successful in your job?
My good looks.
Perfect. Okay, thanks everybody for joining us. Thank you, Brian.